Well, it is now confirmed that the US President Joe Biden will be visiting Israel on Wednesday for talks with the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and to make it clear that Israel has the right to defend itself, Secretary of State Antony Blinken has announced during his visit in Israel. Now, the US President Joe Biden, of course, is set to be in Israel tomorrow. That's Wednesday. Biden will coordinate with Israeli partners to secure the release of hostages taken by Hamas, is what we are now being told, and hear from Israel how it would conduct its operations in a way to minimize civilian casualties and allow for humanitarian aid to flow into Gaza in a way that does not benefit the Hamas. Do remember that Israel is standing on the brink of entering into the Gaza Strip, and their forces have been massed there for almost a week now. And we are given to understand that President Joe Biden is going there to be able to ensure that the scale of this conflict doesn't become bigger than what it already is. Now, the announcement that Joe Biden will be visiting Israel tomorrow was made by Antony Blinken, who is currently in Israel.
Affirm the United States' solidarity with Israel and our ironclad commitment to its security. President Biden will again make clear, as he's done unequivocally since Hamas's slaughter of more than 1,400 people, including at least 30 Americans, that Israel has the right and indeed the duty to defend its people from Hamas and other terrorists and to prevent future attacks. The President will hear from Israel what it needs to defend its people as we continue to work with Congress to meet those needs. Second, President Biden will underscore our crystal clear message to any actor, state or non-state, trying to take advantage of this crisis to attack Israel. Don't. To that end, he's deployed 2 aircraft carrier groups and other military assets to the region. Third, the President will continue to coordinate closely with our Israeli partners to secure the release of hostages taken by Hamas, including men, women, small children, Holocaust survivors, and American citizens, as an indispensable humanitarian effort. Fourth, President Biden will receive a comprehensive brief on Israel's war aims and strategy. Fifth, the President will hear from Israel how it will conduct its operations in a way that minimizes civilian casualties and enables humanitarian assistance to flow to civilians in Gaza in a way that does not benefit Hamas. To that end, today, and at our request, the United States and Israel have agreed to develop a plan that will enable humanitarian aid from donor nations and multilateral organizations to reach civilians in Gaza.
All right, so what we are now learning of the visit of the US President Joe Biden is that not just Israel, he will also then travel onwards to Jordan. Tomorrow is the day when Joe Biden will be in Israel. We are also given to understand that he is likely to meet the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas during this. So we don't know yet whether Mahmoud Abbas will be traveling to Jordan for this meeting or how this really is going to pan out. But do remember that this is an effort that has been made by the United States to contain this conflict, because there are very real fears that it could go out of hand. There have been a series of meetings before also between the US and Jordan as well as Qatar. But at this point, Joe Biden's visit actually underscores how important it is for the US as well as countries in the Middle East to be able to contain this crisis. Just look at the number of visits we've seen from the US to Israel in the past week. Antony Blinken has been there twice already. Not just that, Lloyd Austin was also there. We've had senior officials of the US stationed in Israel, and now Joe Biden making time out to go and visit Israel tomorrow, sending a very clear message that even as the US stands with Israel, it does not want this conflict to go out of hand. We are given to understand that from the statement that Antony Blinken has made just now, that Joe Biden is looking to coordinate with Israeli partners and secure the release of the hostages who have been taken by the Hamas. He also wants to hear from Israel how it is going to conduct its operations inside the Gaza Strip in a manner that will be able to minimize civilian casualties and allow for humanitarian aid to flow into Gaza. Do remember that the Gaza Strip is a very narrow piece of land, and that is what complicates plans of Israel's going into the Gaza Strip to take out Hamas operatives.